I titled this three reasons why your heart is broken. Now, there could be 3 million reasons, but these are things in my life, right? When I break my heart. And breaking your heart, like I said, it's not just about a relationship. We often think about that, but breaking your heart could be a lot of things. And the first thing I want to talk about today is number one, right? You not taking ownership over your life, right? It's your life. And some of y'all don't want to hear this, but it's the truth. You got to take ownership over your life. And what I mean by that is that you have to set standards in your life that don't budge. Because you know, the more you settle in your life, the more suffering is in your near future. It's facts. The more you ignore your worth, the more you're going to feel worthless in your near future. There's a reason why you have those standards. When you take ownership over your life, you set non-negotiables. No matter how people feel, no matter what people say. And that's all across the board in life. I've set non-negotiables in my life and business and relationships and friendships and so many areas in my life. And I'm going to tell you something. When you stand by your non-negotiables, when you stand on what truly matters to your life, everybody's not going to like it. They're going to call you hard to deal with. They're going to say that you have a problem. They're going to be like, you got negative energy. All these things are going to say you have a bad heart, you cold-hearted. But as I said a million times, I would rather be viewed as cold-hearted than live broken-hearted any day of the week. But you got to stand by that. That's taking ownership over your life. You're not difficult to deal with. You're just choosing to respect the standards and the boundaries in your life that you set. But what happens is we allow temptation, we allow time, we allow the fear of loneliness, we allow the fear of judgment, we allow the fear of all these things to make us not take ownership over our life. If something is outside of you, controlling you right now, it's keeping you from your greatness. It's keeping you from going to do that dream. It's keeping you from moving on with your life. It's keeping you from bettering yourself. It's keeping you from starting that thing. Then that thing has control over you. Whatever it is. Maybe it's people. Maybe it's your past. You don't have ownership over your life if you're allowing things to control you. And what happens is we allow these external things to control our life. All these external things. And we live our whole life being controlled by that. So I want to encourage you, Crystal. I want to encourage you, Mona. I want to encourage you, Matthew. I want to encourage you to make sure you start taking that ownership over your life. Because if you don't, a broken heart is in your near future. Number two, the second way we break our heart, okay, is that we don't keep the promises that we make to ourselves, period. We turn our back on our promises. And I'm going to tell you what promises do. When you truly stay loyal to the promises that you make to yourself, not to other people, not to your kids. We good at keeping promises to other people, most people. But I'm talking about the promises you made to yourself. I'm talking about the promises that you're making right now when your emotions are high. My question to you is, when life gets hard, are you going to still stick by those promises? My question is, when things don't look right, the storm comes in your life, are you going to still stick by those promises? It's easy to stick by those promises when everything is good. But what happens is, as soon as a little bit of adversity hits our life, as soon as a little bit of challenge hits our life, share this right now, man. If I'm impacting your life right now, share it right now. Because somebody that you know that don't know me needs to hear this. As soon as a little bit of struggle hits our life, as soon as a little bit of things that don't look like that we planned hits our life, we turn our back on our promises. And I'm going to tell you what happens. When you turn your back on your promises and you don't follow through on the things that you say are important to you, you know what happens? You lose confidence in yourself. You lose belief in yourself. And when you lose confidence in yourself, you start to live a settled life. You start to move away from the things that really are supposed to bring you energy. Right? Keeping the promises to yourself just brings confidence. People say, Trent, how are you confident on your runs? Because I come out here and I keep the promises to finish even when it's hard. I keep the promises to myself to never settle for less, even when it's easy to choose settling for less. You got to keep those promises, because if you turn your back on yourself, you will lose confidence in yourself. You'll stop believing in yourself, and you will stop loving yourself. And some of us are in that spot right now, but if you're in that spot right now, I want to give you hope that it's just a decision away, a commitment away. You're a new beginning away, a choice away right now to say, you know what? I'm going to start keeping it. What's one promise you can keep to yourself? Just one. I'm not talking about a million promises. I'm talking about one right now, today, that you can keep to yourself. You can say, you know what? I'm going to stick by this. Right? Maybe it's how you're being treated. Maybe it's what you want for your life. Maybe it's starting something. But we got to be more consistent. with ourselves. Because a lot of us, what we want is we want people to believe in ourselves. We want people to support us. We want all these things that we're not giving to ourselves. You will always break your heart when you're allowing other people to tell you how to treat you, when you should be setting the tone for other people how to treat you. Some of us, we want people to respect us, but we disrespect ourselves. Some of us, we want people to believe in us, but we don't believe in ourselves. Some of us, we want people to take care of us, but we don't take care of ourselves. You set the tone with your life. You tell people how to treat you, but how you treat yourself and what you accept. That's number 2. Okay, keep the promises that you make to yourself. And number 3, if y'all ready for number 3, drop a heart. If y'all ready for number 3, drop a heart in the comments right now. If this is impacting your life right now, drop a heart in the comments right now. Hit the like button. Okay, because I got about 2 minutes and I gotta get back to my run. But number 3, the reason why we continue to break our heart, I don't see no hearts in the comments, man. I need some hearts. I need to know y'all engaged and you locked in. You ain't just watching me sweat, watching me in nature. I need to know that you locked in. I need to know that you locked in. I see Sarah. Sarah says she locked in. I see Rebecca. Rebecca says she locked in. All right. Number 3, the reason why we continue to break our heart is because we're afraid. We're afraid. We're afraid. We're afraid of growing our life. We're afraid of taking our life to the next level. We're afraid to separate. We're afraid to remove our life from certain environments. We allow fear to control us, man. Some of us, we expecting a fruitful life by living a fear-filled life. We're expecting faith we expecting results of faith by living in fear. And I know this wasn't probably the third thing you were thinking about, but literally, we break our hearts because we allow fear to control us. We allow the what if to control us. Man, what if I walk away from this, then dang, I'm gonna be lonely. But dang, what if you don't walk away from it? Dang, man, what if I start this and I fail and people laugh at me? What if you don't start it? What is it costing you? The reason why we break our hearts so much is because we're so good at planning out, right, what's not going to happen. We're so good at planning out the negative. We're so good at focusing on negative energy, but we don't even give ourselves a chance, a shot in the dark to be like, you know what? What if the good things happen? What if I grow? What if I progress? What if I take my life to the next level? And I'm going to tell you something, man. Your heart will continue to feel empty. Your heart will continue to feel less filled when you are not living a life that God has created you to live. See, some of us, what we living in is our limitations, and we wonder why we feel empty. We wonder why we don't feel no energy. We wonder why we feel drained. We wonder why we feel disconnected, because you living a life that you ain't supposed to live. You ignoring that calling in your heart. You've been ignoring it. You asking God for signs. He done gave you 20 million of them. How many more you want? You didn't asking God to show you, man, show me again, show me again. When you gonna make the decision? Because I'm telling you, man, when you stay in a place where your life is not filled with happiness, with joy, when your life is not filled with that energy, you will continue to drain your life. You will continue to break your heart. I've seen so many people break their heart because they don't follow the things that were put in their heart. And you sit there and you settle for less. And you wonder why you feel like you feel. And I know it's not easy, man. I know it's hard. I'm not talking to you from a place of perfection, but I'm talking to you from a place of purpose, from a place of progression. It's not easy. I'm not in the best place in my life, but you guys see me over these last few months continue to grow, continue to progress. It was easy for me to throw in the towel. It was easy for me to say, man, you know what? I don't want to live no more. It was easy for me to say, you know what? My life is done. But instead of believing that, I believe that there was something greater. And some of us right now today, I need you to believe there's something greater for your life. There's a new limit. There's a next level with your name on it. There's a next level with your name on it. There's not depression with your name on it. There's not death with your name on it. There's life with your name on it. There's a next level with your name on it. But you got to go get it. You got to go grab it. You got to go progress towards it. Because if you don't, it ain't going to come find you, man. Some of us, we going to spend our whole entire life waiting. And we break our heart because we waiting. We waiting on people to do something for us. We waiting people to believe us. We waiting on apologies. We waiting on understanding. We waiting. We waiting on closure. Man, the best closure you can give your life is moving on with your damn life and let your future show you that your future got something better for you. That's the best closure. Just imagine if I was waiting closure for the NFL to understand why I got cut. I would still be there, miserable, depressed, probably dead from suicide. But I say, you know what? My future got something better for me. Even if I didn't understand where the path was leading me to, I had faith to walk that path because I know God was calling me to do it. And yeah, it was a lot of fear. It was a lot of lack of confidence. It was a lot of haters. It was all of that stuff. But you know what? I still walked down the yellow brick road. I still walked down it. I didn't care about the flying monkeys. I didn't care about the wicked witch. I still walked down the yellow brick road. I didn't care about the people in the bleachers judging me. I still walked down the yellow brick road. I didn't care because I knew where I was called to go. And I knew along my journey, I would get a scarecrow. I knew along my journey, I would get a lion. I knew along my journey, I would get a Tin Man. Yeah, y'all didn't know y'all was getting a Wizard of Oz message this morning, did you? Y'all didn't know that. But on my journey, I believed in that. And then I promise you, man, I promise you, listen to me. Listen, I promise you this. And it might not come in the version, in the form that you expecting it to come in, but I promise you, when you take the step, man, this is the thing about God, I believe. I believe God can do anything for our life. Absolutely. But it's kind of like a child with a parent. You know when your child does something, when they just trust you and you just feel proud, you want to give them more because they just trust you? Because they just trust you? I feel like that's how God is with his children. He wants us to take that step. He wants us to take the step out the boat. Because that's showing ultimate trust and faith in him, that we don't even understand what's there, but we're going to still walk that path anyway. And he's faithful to deliver. And I promise you this, man, the journey will always reveal and bring to your life and to your heart what it needs when you walk that path. When you first walk that path, just like the Wizard of Oz, it's going to seem like you walking the wrong path. All this crazy stuff going to come at you. All these headaches, all that stuff's going to come at you. But if you keep walking, if you keep persevering, if you keep moving forward, if you keep making the world respect your greatness, yeah. People don't like when you believe in yourself like that. People get uncomfortable when you believe in yourself like that. And what a lot of us do, we turn down on our life. Because people talking about us, they say, "Oh man, look at Matthew, look at Matthew, man. Oh, look at John, look at Karen, man. Look at Michelle, man. Like they didn't change. Look at them. They taking care of their health. They think they better than everybody. Look at them. They stopped going out. They think they better than everybody. And what we do, we allow that to make us live in a comfortable life. In a comfortable life that's filled with pain that leads to an uncomfortable future because we're so afraid to make people around us uncomfortable. And I'm going to tell you right now, if you ain't making people around you uncomfortable, then you ain't going hard enough. People around you should get uncomfortable when you get around because they know that every step you take is a step full of greatness. They know that you're moving forward and not looking back. They know that you're taking it to the next level. They know that you're progressing. They know it. But some of y'all so afraid. You're so afraid to make people around you uncomfortable. Forget that. I tell people around me, you better put on your damn shades, man, because my future is bright, and you better believe I was born to shine. I'm going to keep on shining. People don't like when you talk like that. They don't like when you talk with confidence. They want you to be crippled. They want you to be miserable. They want you to be depressed. They don't like that. They don't like that. But I'm going to tell you something. Like mindsets feel that. Nobody knows what you overcome. Nobody knows your silent battles that you deal with every single day. Nobody knows what it took for me to get to this path today. Nobody knows my last night. Nobody knows the dreams that I had. Nobody knows what I deal with every single day. So don't judge my damn path if you don't understand my damn journey. That's facts. And when you get to that place in your life, when you get to that mentality, I'm not saying that you don't care, but you don't care about the things that don't help your life. When you get to that place in your life, that's when your life changes. This is the realest thing you're going to hear today on Facebook. I promise you that. The realest thing you're going to hear today on Facebook. And unfortunately, all 6,000 of you ain't going to take action. All 6,000 of you, some of y'all, maybe 100, 200 people out there, maybe 30 people, going to actually take this message to heart and say, you know what? I'm going to keep the promises. You know what? I'm going to stop accepting less. You know what? I'm going to turn up on my life. You know what? I'm going to set up the non-negotiables, and I'm going to live by that. But some of y'all expecting change without having to change. And that's the reason why we never change with our life, man. Don't let that be you. Don't let this be another message that falls on deaf ears. Do something. Do something about it. We understand what happened to you. Man, I gotta finish my run. For real, I'm getting cold. But I can't leave y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is, oh man. I'm gonna tell you this and I'm out. Hit me up on Instagram if you felt this. Text me 817-242-2719 if you felt this message. Comment, share it. But I want to tell you this. I refuse. I refuse to die miserable. I refuse to die unhappy. I refuse not to meet the greatest version of myself. I haven't met that person yet. I refuse. And some of us, man, what we do is we live in hope so much that we don't live in action. And hope without action is pointless. I can hope for all the things in the world, but if I don't put action, which shows my faith, ain't nothing gonna change. And my question to you, my friends, as I leave here today and finish my run in these beautiful trails, if y'all ready for it, let me know. Drop a heart in the comments, man. I see you, Tiffany. I'm glad you feel this. I see you, Laura. I'm glad you feel this, Nicole. I appreciate you, Nicole. But my question I've been asking y'all for a few years now, I want to keep on asking. I get it. I understand what's happened to you. I understand all the pain. I understand all that. But I'm going to tell you a promise that I made to myself that might inspire you. I promised myself that my pain would not be the rest of my story. I promised myself that when I lost sports, that this would just be a damn chapter in my story. This would not be the rest of my story. And I just asked myself this question. I said, Trent, it happened. You talked about it. You complained about it. You prayed about it. What you gonna do about it? And that's the question I leave with you today. I get it. Somebody broke your heart. I get it. You got fired for your job. I get it. You're sick. I get it. Parents died. I get it. Dealing with all that stuff. I get it. Y'all know I get it. My question to you is what you gonna do about it? That's my question to you. What now? This can either just be a part of your story, it could be a chapter in your life, or it can be the rest of your story. Don't let this be the final scene, man. Let this be the scene where everything changes in your life. And when you tell your story, it's just a part of it. But it's not your identity, it's not the whole thing. So Ann, Chelsea, Zoe, everybody on here, what the hell are you going to do about it? Because if you just stay in a place of brokenness, I'm sorry, I feel you. I know how hard it is, man. I feel you. I know it's not easy as just talking. I know it's easier said than done, but if you stay there, ain't nothing going to change. Nothing's going to change. And you got to be out of your mind to think this world cares. This world is going to keep spinning. Taxes going to keep coming. People going to keep living. Time going to keep ticking. People might check on you for a little bit. People don't check up on me no more like that. At all. Might be a few people. I count on one hand people who still check up on me. And I understand that. I get it. They got a life to live. People don't ask me, Trent, how you doing with your mom's death still, man? People don't ask me that. Nor do I expect them to. Because they got a life to live. And some of us, we depend on other people to heal our life. You got to do it. Because ain't nobody going to do it for you. You want to get in shape? You want to get healthy? You got to do it. You. This life is between you and you. That's it. I'm not saying we don't need people. I'm not saying that don't take it out of context. But at the end of the day, this life is about you and you. That's it. And if you want something to change, you got to change it. You got to do it. So what the hell you going to do about it? You going to live the rest of your life complaining? The rest of your life wishing? The rest of your life hoping? Or are you going to do something about it? And I'm going to tell you something. When you start to do something about it, it ain't going to change overnight. But you got to plant seeds and you got to trust the process. And over time, as you trust the process, the harvest comes. Like I say at the end of every single message, every single video, It all starts with you. I appreciate y'all for sending the stars. I appreciate y'all for being locked in if you stayed this whole time. So I know this wasn't an easy message to hear. I'm about to be late when I go home because I didn't took forever. But I felt the spirit of just calling to keep speaking. And so I just hope, man, it touched one person. All right? 817-242-2719 if you want to be on my text community. At Trent Shelton, all platforms. And most importantly, man, just do something about it. Please. All right? Focus on one thing you can control. Keep one promise to yourself. I don't care if it's whatever the promise is, man. Just keep one promise to yourself to show yourself you can trust yourself. Because when you can trust yourself, you can build confidence in yourself. I love y'all. Let's get it.